This is a help video for basic data analysis. We're going to find all these items here listed on this assignment number 9. So let's click open up the data. And you can see here we got a list of data, distance 1, distance 2. Quite confusing if you're not sure what to do with it. So it's helpful to summarize it with a couple things. So first thing is to find the average, which tells us what the most commonly occurring value is or what an expected value might be. And then finally, after that, it's helpful to know, well, how spread out is the data, or is it all clumped together very close? And a good measure of spread, or a typical measure of spread, is a standard deviation. So let's add those in down here in this cells under column C. And we're going to do a formula, and in a spreadsheet we always start a formula with an equals symbol. So type equals, and we want the average. And see, there's an auto suggestion from Google Sheets, which is why it's awesome. We could click that, and it automatically selects all our data, which is good. Okay. And then it says, oh, you want to do that same thing down here and do another average. Well, we don't want to do that. Down here, we want the equals standard deviation, ST, not AN, because standardize isn't what we want. We want dev.p. That's the population, and that means we have all the data that we're going to do the standard deviation of right here in this column, so standard dev.p. And then what we can do is select all the data. Click and drag to select everything except for the header at the top. And then press enter. So there's your average and standard deviation for distance 1. And we want to do the same thing for distance 2, but rather than typing it all again, I'm just going to highlight both cells. And then see this little square at the bottom right. I can drag that over to the next cell, and it does the formula again, but for the new column. And the way you know is if you click here, you can see it says E2 to E50, which is the next column over, and that includes all our data. And notice it copies the same standard deviation. Good. Another thing that's helpful is to have a column that tells you what the change is. And if there's no column there, what you can do is right click on E, or two-finger mouse click on a Chromebook and click Insert One Right. See how it puts another column there, blank column. I'm going to put change as the column header, and I'm going to do a little formula. If I want to find how much further distance 2 was than distance 1, I subtract them. So I'm going to start a formula with an equals. Click on cell E2. Notice it inserts it over here. Then minus, and I want to subtract D2. And enter. And again, Google Sheets is nice. It says, oh, you want to do that all the way down? And indeed, we do. And notice it stops down here. So let's scroll back up and select that green check mark. If it did not do that, what you could do is, again, highlight or just click on that first cell with the formula you want to copy, and grab that copy handle and drag it all the way down to the last row of your data. And see how it copies it all the way down? So here you can tell, well, this person threw 379 inches further than they did on their first try. This person threw shorter because it's negative. Okay, next thing is, we want to insert a chart because that's the best way to present your data, is a nice chart that summarizes everything. So I'm going to highlight the column header and all the data that's underneath it for distance 1. I'm going to insert chart. And Google thinks you want a column chart initially, but we don't want that. We want a histogram because that's a better way to summarize numeric data. So under chart type, I'm going to change from column chart. Scroll down to other. See here it says histogram. Click on that. Notice the bottom, the horizontal axis, gets a range of numbers. And each of these ranges, instead of a bar, is called a bucket. That's how you tell the difference between this and a column chart. there's a range of numbers on the bottom of a histogram. So 6 people got through between 0 and 50 inches on their first try. Well, if we wanted to shorten up the buckets, say count by 25s, we would go over here to Customize, click on Histogram, and change bucket size from auto to 25. And you could change it to any number you want. You don't have to do one of the pre-selects. And the next thing is we want to give the chart an actual title instead of just Distance 1. We want to call this Paper Airplane Distance 1. And then the vertical axis is not actually the distance, that's the count of how many data points are in each of these ranges. So we want to delete the vertical axis title because that's incorrect. Google's not so smart in figuring that out there. And switch that to the horizontal axis. We want to label the horizontal axis distance and also include the units in the parentheses here. So everyone reading this chart or histogram can tell, oh, these measurements are all referring to inches. Good. And then we can click, and that's our chart. We can move it, we can resize it if we want. And we want to do the same thing for Distance 2. So I'm going to scroll up here and select the header and all the data underneath Distance 2. And there's a button in the menu bar here, or the shortcut bar, Insert Chart. Notice it defaults to histogram, but we want to customize that bucket size to 25, and then change the horizontal axis title to distance, inches, and the chart title to Paper Airplane. There you go. And I can move that, put it right underneath, and I can resize it to match. See it's trying to match it to the same size as the chart above it, a similar object. Okay, so now I've got everything. I've got average, standard deviation, change column, and my 2 histograms. And that's it.